What up, guys? I was thinking the other day we was all talking about Harbor Freight tools in the Small Engine Saturday live stream, and I know everybody else has put out Harbor Freight videos, but I figured why not do one too, right? So I decided to make a video on the tools I do have from Harbor Freight, some of their pros and some of their cons. And I don't have a whole lot because we just now got a Harbor Freight opened here. The other one was way across the other side of the county, which was about, I guess, about half an hour or longer away. So I didn't go to it a lot. But anyway, let's get started on that. We got the sander here, and it's okay. It's okay. That definitely does good for wood. A little underpowered for metal. I guess it really wasn't meant for metal anyway. But it will do it. You just you can't force it. And it takes a little bit longer than the high quality ones. But it does get the job done. I recommend over here on this right here, putting some Loctite on that set screw, because it will fall out. I had this one fall out on me while using it, so it's not too bad. Perfect for DIY projects. Little underpowered, but nothing you can't work with. I need to get the belt cleaner and clean that off. But yeah, nothing that you can't work with. Okay, right here, we got the black Drill Master 2-horse 14-inch cutoff wheel. This works great. It's a little slower than some cutoff saws. You just got to take your time with it, ease into it. I'm only on my second blade on it, and I've had it for over a year. And I do a lot of metal work with it. It's not super bad. It's got the settings back here to do miter cuts, and I've done miter cuts with it and done different angles and stuff. And it's not super bad saw, probably a little underpowered, but for the price, it gets the job done. It really does. So again, for a hobbyist or DIYer, it's a great saw. I've used it. I've fixed trailers with it and quite a few projects with it. So let's go on over to the next thing. These right here, the 1/4-inch torque set from there, the impact ones, are actually pretty decent. I don't have a lot of their hand tools. I don't really care for a lot of their hand tools. I use a lot of Gear Wrench and brands like that. But these have actually outlasted a lot of the other torque wrenches, bits I've ever had. A lot of times I use the T27 on rusted exhaust bolts on 2-strokes and stuff, and that'll usually break off a one of these. But so far, this has been a great set, well worth the money, guys. Client Graphics was talking about in the live stream about he's going to do a testing video on torque testing a bunch of different torque bits, and I think these are going to be in the roundup, and I can't wait to see how these do. How much torque these take. I mean, they're only a 1/4 inch, so probably not a lot, but they still held up. They beat the Stanley ones for sure. This one right here, 6-inch buffer. Well, 6-inch buffer right here. Pretty good for what I'd used it. And I got this open box. This is open box, and so far for what little projects that I have done with this, set this back some. What projects I have done with this has been really great. I've I bolted a piece of angle iron onto the bottom of this, so instead of having it permanently fixed to something, I can just put it down in my vise and tighten it down. So I got it for $28 open box. I can't complain. It actually works pretty good. I also use their polishing compounds. I mean, so far it's been pretty good for. All right. Oh. Always dropping stuff. All right. Let's see. This I got on one of their cheap sales, and as you can tell, I have yet to use this, and I bought it a few months back. So, can't tell you the pros and cons because I ain't used it. This air nailer and stapler. So far, for what I've used it for, it's held up pretty good. I mean, so I'm using it every day, it might not hold up. But so far, the projects that I have used it on, it's held up on it. It held up great. I've had some of their air tools in the past break on me, like the air scaler, needler. It did not hold up on me. But this so far, it seemed pretty good. Alright, this right here is a handy set, and I recommend anybody that's restoring stuff to have a set of this this set right here, bearing separator and puller set. This set I've used for the past 2 years, and this has saved my back a lot of times trying to pull off certain things. I got video of using it for pulling off steering wheels off of garden tractors. I'll post that link down in the description of this video. But this set right here, I'm missing a couple of nuts for some reason. I'm sure I can get replacements, but it's a great set, guys. It's got a little grass down in there. It's a great set. I recommend the set. Well worth the money. And then this probably ain't the best cylinder leak down test, but we have used this one quite a bit. I got another video setting up and using this leak down tester. It's a pretty good leak down tester for the price. Some leak down testers can go high up there, but this one seems pretty okay for the price. Not too many complaints on this. Alright, let's see what else we got to look at. How many minutes are we in on this video? Only 9 minutes, guys. Alright. I'm sure everybody's at least got one of these Drill Masters angle grinders. Everybody says they burn up quick, and everything. But I've been trying to burn up this angle grinder since I got it a while back for $5, and I use this thing hard and have yet to burn it up. I think what people do is they force it down into the metal instead of letting it do its job. So I think that's a lot of times how they break angle grinders. This set right here so far is yet to burn up, so I have a feeling for DIYer it'll be okay. I I've been using it for more than DIY, and it's held up. And maybe I just got a good one out of a batch of bad ones. Who knows? Because I heard a lot of people say they're bad, but I've yet to break it. Let's see. Their punch set, yeah, they're cheap, and they do mushroom over time at the ends. And you know what I do when they mushroom is I take them to the grinder, and I'll grind them off, or I'll reshape them, and I do the same thing with the chisels, and get a little bit use out of them for what, $13. You can't really beat it. So it's not a real bad set. You just have to clean them up every now and then. I use it quite a bit. Okay. Merlin air blowgun. This one they made it to look a lot like the Snap-on one. I've actually used the Snap-on ones at a shop one time. And this is okay. After a while, the seal or something in here leaks, so it shoots out a little bit of air when you're not using it. For the price though, if they go bad, they're super cheap. You can just replace them and go on. I buy a lot of my tire chucks at Harbor Freight too, because they get lost, and if they get lost, not as big of a deal of replacing them. I got a video of that hanger, making that hanger, in my videos too, and I will post that, link in the description also. Oh, their key box. I use that to keep customers' mowers keys in so they don't get lost out of mowers. So it's actually a pretty good scene quality. I mean, if someone really wanted to break in, they would break in. I leave the key in it all the time because I just use it for storage. I don't use it to stop people from stealing stuff. I mean, keys for mowers are universal, so if they wanted to steal it, they'd steal it. Let's see. The compact bender. I can't say I know a lot about it to call it bad. I've used it quite a few times already, making different things. I don't know if y'all can see it. That holder right there for the holder right there for the angle grinder. Just a few things. The clutch guard for the mini bike. I use this to bend the flat stock, and that's what I use that for. It's been pretty good. I really do need to get it mounted down, but I don't know enough about it to say any cons about it. But what I've used it for, it has worked, so I can't complain really. Oh, that's a Harbor Freight special too. For all my boats and stuff. I mean, this part back here is plastic, but it seems to hold up. I got one of these is up in the barn. I need to go back up there and get that. Let's see, what else do I have from Harbor Freight? What else do I have from Harbor Freight? Let's see, what else do I have from Harbor Freight? Oh, rubber mallets. Rubber mallets. They wear out over time. Anyway, buy a cheap one from Harbor Freight. See how this one's wore out? When it wears out, just toss it in the trash and go get a new one. Speed square. Hammer. Or a chip hammer. I go there a lot and get the boats and washers assortment metrics from there. But anyway, I think that's about all I can say about the stuff I got from Harbor Freight over the past few years. I mean, it's not been bad stuff. I've had a few bad things from there, and I've returned them and got rid of them because why keep them if they're broke, right? At least they broke in the first little bit, and I didn't get stuck with a broke tool. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Later, everyone.